Hi everyone, this is Veronica and today we are going to talk about National Policy on Electronics, that is 2019. So before this policy on electronics has come in 2012 and now this policy will replace the policy of 2012, and let's see what are the main features of this policy. For my video updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And now this is a channel StudyIQ. If you're preparing for any government exam, our pen drive and tablet courses are also available. For additional information, you can call on these numbers or you can visit our website too. So this is now we have started the live classes on StudyIQ. You must have seen that, and this is the timetable of all the live classes. You can have a look here or take a screenshot. Now let's move towards this topic, why it is relevant. How is it relevant from your exam point of view? See, in your mains paper 3, if we talk here from UPSC perspective, in your mains paper 3, effects of liberalization on the economy, so it will be covered under this topic, and in objective level you should know the main features of this policy, and at subjective level what is India's ESTM sector, right? Electronics sector, design and manufacturing. Now, why it is in news? As I told you, Union Cabinet has given its approval to the National Policy on Electronics 2019, and they have proposed, this has been proposed policy by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. This is very important. You should know the ministry involved. Now let's see what is this policy for. Now, as I told you, it is a replacement for earlier policy which was brought up in 2012. Now it is proposed by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. That is the main thing. The NPE, National Policy on Electronics 2019, its main aim is to position India as a global hub for electronic system design and manufacturing. So I will call it now ESDM, that is Electronic System Design and Manufacturing. Now this policy will lead to the formulation of several schemes, initiatives and measures for the development of this particular sector, ESDM sector. Now there are various targets also here. So the main targets here is this policy is aiming at achieving a turnover of US dollars around 400 billion US dollars, right, by 2025 in this ESDM sector through domestic manufacturing and export. So they want to boost the manufacturing in our country and the export system. So this will include a targeted production of 1 billion mobile handsets by 2025, which value around 190 billion US dollars. Right, so a part of this also includes 600 million. So there's another target that they want to produce 600 million mobile handset whose value should be 110 billion US dollars for the export. These handsets, 600 million handsets only for the export purpose, right? So these are why this policy is coming in. Now we'll try to understand what are the different features of this policy. Now see, here first point, they want to create an ecosystem for globally competitive ESDM sector. Why they want to do this? Because they want to promote the domestic manufacturing and export in the entire value chain system. So they will provide incentives and support for manufacturing of core electronic components, and they will in fact provide special package for incentives of mega projects which are extremely high tech and entail huge investments. So here mega projects include like manufacturing of semiconductors, facilities, display fabrication, etc. Now, formulating suitable schemes and incentive mechanisms to encourage new units and expansion of existing units will be taken up under this scheme. Now, there's some more features also. For any policy to be successful, research and development is very important. So, they will promote industry-led. So, this is important, not institute-led, but they will promote the industry-led research and development and innovation in all the subsectors of electronics. So these include grassroots level of innovations and early stage startups in emerging technology areas. So these technology areas, be it the 5G or sensors, right, or the artificial intelligence or the machine learning or the photonics, robotics, drones are in trend. So all these things, nano based device. So you can take a number of subsectors under the electronics. Now they will provide incentives and support, significantly enhancing the availability of skilled manpower, including the reskilling also. They will, for that they will offer special focus on chip design industry, medical electronics devices, automotive electronic industry, and power electronics for mobility and strategic electronics. So they will create a sovereign patent fund, that is known as SPF. Okay, here I have written they will create a sovereign patent fund also to promote the development and acquisitions of IPs. IPs is your intellectual property rights in this ESDM sector. And moreover, they will promote trusted electronics value chain initiatives to improve national cyber security profile also. Now let's see how it will be beneficial. So there are various number of things that it could prove very beneficial. See, these provisions are likely to enable the flow of investment in technology, which could lead to a lot of things. For example, there will be higher value addition in the domestically manufactured electronic products. There will be increased electronics hardware manufacturing in the country and their export. There could be generation of substantial employment opportunities to over 1 crore people after this policy is successfully completed or implemented. Now the global electronics ecosystem has been looking beyond China, because China is doing really great with electronics, and now the global market is looking beyond China, because in China the labor costs have increased. Okay, so this NPE 2019, it could pave the way to make India the next major global hub for manufacturing of mobile phones, refrigerators, televisions, ACs, etc. But here we should know what could be the shortfalls of this policy. Now see, robust R&D, that is research and development, is a prerequisite to move up the value chain. Now given this, interest subvention and a credit guarantee fund may not be adequate, because a lot of credit is obviously needed for research and development. So there are other factors that hamper research and development investment by industry, because beyond the tax structure which need a redressal. So you can see research and development could hamper the ways how we progress towards this in regard with the electronics sector. Now next is, what is the present status of electronics manufacturing in our country? So let's have a look at it. So since 2012, the center is trying to make India a global hub. I told you why a global hub, because after China, global market is looking at India because the labor costs have increased in China. So after 2012, government is constantly looking to increase. They are trying to make India a global hub for electronics equipment, but has achieved only limited success, because even the imports of electronics hardware account for more than half of India's domestic production. So you can see here. So now here I'll give you some data also. Now this has been increasing rapidly from what import? Here I am talking about the imports. It has been increasing rapidly from $37 billion which was in 2014 and 15, and now to $53 billion. Here I am talking in US dollars in 2017. So our imports have increased drastically. Now India's electronics hardware output accounts for just 1.5% of world output. So actual investments into the electronic sectors have not been impressive yet. For example, I give you an example here. An incentive package for setting up a fabrication unit for semiconductor, which is the heart of any electronic product, had no takers in our country. So getting a global player to start the semiconductor manufacturing in the country, it will be the key to making India vision, right? So however, the rate of approval of applications filed and the investments made thereafter, they remain very low. There has been some success in the manufacturing of mobile phones. Even there is a data which shows that in India there are a lot of mobile phones, even more than the toilets in the home, right? So we should focus on the toilets. Why we are focusing on mobile phones? Anyway, that is another story, because when the world is improving in one sector, we cannot lag behind. So obviously in mobile sector, even in this area, local value addition is only around 7 to 8%. Okay, at most of the critical components are imported even in the mobile phones. So here you can say, because a lot of our population is using mobile phones, so definitely if this policy is implemented, we can do very well, because they have also kept a special target regarding the mobile phones also, that is 600 million mobile phones should be manufactured every year for the export purpose. Now what is the way forward here? Now see, the demand for electronics hardware is expected to rise rapidly. So if we take we assume in 2024, it is said that around $400 billion, right, the demand will rise up to this level. So India cannot afford to bear a huge foreign exchange outgo on the import of electronics alone. So the production deficit is best remedied by adopting an export orientation as against an import substitution bias. So certainly the policy should go beyond credit swaps to address the R&D deficit. This is the one thing. And R&D institutions, they could be promoted through PPP route, that is public-private partnership route. So we could balance the market orientation and long-term priorities of the people and the economy, if we take India as a country also, right? So this is about today's lecture. So here is a question for you also. A number of factors have been contributing towards the growth of electronic sector in India. Discuss. So also highlight the efforts of the government to make India a global hub for electronics manufacturing. So you can send me your answers on any of my social media. You can ask any queries. So thank you.